of JDBC. Do you know what is the use of JDBC? See, generally it based on core Java, just wait. Right. Chandra. Right, comfortable. See, why we should use JDBC? First abbreviation JDBC. So, do you know what is the U stands for JDBC? J for Java, DB stands for database, C stands for connectivity, Java database connectivity. That is the stands for JDBC. What is the purpose? In generally, so we learn core Java. What's happened? So this is the Java concept, all Java concepts. So even OOPS concepts and exception handling and multi-threads, strings and arrays and collections. So we had learned all those concepts in Java. But right now I would like to introduce database. I would like to introduce database. This is database. This one. After that, I would like to connect to the database. Database means what? So for example, we have 3-layer architecture. I would like to introduce one form. We have registration form, this one. This is a registration form. It is a database. It is a database. It's a database. So database. Database means what? It store data. It store data. Example for data. For example, we can take employee information in our company. So our company has 1,000 employees or 2,000 employees, 3,000 employees. I would like to store all the information about employees stored in some place. In previously, how can you maintain the, so backup purpose, how can you maintain the file? So in the form of Excel sheet, XLS file. But if file is removed, file is corrupted, it cannot be opened. So it's work in our personal laptop, PC, whatever. But when we use web application, web means what? It's work on internet. Then we need some backup purpose. We need some storage places. The storage place is called database. So for example, I would like to store 1,000 employee details in some storage place. How? Employee ID, employee name, salary, address, okay. So date of joining, salary, temporary address, corresponding address, date of joining, all information I would like to store in database. So this is a table. This is a table. It is a table. Table column. So in this one, we have number of records are there. Number of records. So for example, 1000 employees, 1000 records are available. 1000 records are available. So such type of information I would like to store in database. Such type of information I would like to store in database. This one. So that is called data. Okay. So this is form. What is a form here? Employee ID and employee name and employee salary, employee address, employee date of birth, employee date of joining. These are application. It's a web application, whatever it. This is form. Form. Okay. So form, address and DOB and date of joining. Okay. DOB and date of joining. It's a submit button. Submit button. So and paste it. Paste it. So see, I would like to fill ID, name, salary, address, DOB, date of birth, date of joining, submit. First record, submit button. The data should be stored in database. The data should be stored in database in the form of table. In the form of table. This table located here. This table located here. First person details stored and second person details, second employee information. Enter ID, name, salary, address, DOB, DOJ. Submit. And second information will be stored in database. Third person details stored in database. Fourth person, fifth person, up to 1000 members details will be stored in database. That is the purpose of database. See, one more thing. After few days, after 10 days, 15 days, or 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it. So I would like to get the information, get the employee information based on ID. So we have only ID button. This is the ID button. Okay. So it is also one more form. And search button, and search button here, search the button, okay, search it. Again, so here this table contains 1000 employee details information. So after few days, I would like to know my details. I am an employee, you are employee. So all our employees details are stored in database. So after a few days, I would like to know my details based on ID. For example, first one is first person ID 1. Then 1 will be stored. Searching. When I click on search button, all information details will be display corresponding employee ID. Corresponding regarding employee ID. So ID, name, salary here. ID, name, salary, address, DOG. So based on ID, when I enter 1, search and click on search button, it goes to database. Database means what? Table. And search it. 1. Okay. So along with 1 contains name, salary, address, DOJ, DOP, all data. And fetching the data, display in new table on browser. Display on browser. This is output. This is output. So I'm explaining real-time example. So I'm explaining real-time example. This is. So in this case, we need database. So without database, How can you store the data? We cannot store. Okay, so you may have some doubts. Sir, MS Access is a database. So MX Access is a database. Okay, so can we retrieve it? Yes, MX Access is a database, but we cannot work with all languages. So already you learned in core Java. So Java is a platform independent language. Means what? Any program you can take it. Any program. We can compile on Windows, for example. We can run on Linux, Windows, Unix, any platform. Okay. When we take it, MS Access is a database. Then it can be work with Java. We will be happy. But rather than .NET, C, C++, it's complex. We can confuse. So because of some permanent solution, some authors like James Gosling, like EF Code. EF Code is a author or father of database like Oracle. Okay, those people were introduced some databases to overcome the drawback of MS Access and file transferring systems because of database in. So how many databases available in the market? So MySQL is a database and Oracle is a database and MS Access is a database. MS Access is a database. MySQL is a database. Okay, so DB2 is a database. DB2, MS Access and DB2 is a database. Sybase is a database. So we have number of databases are available in the market. So which one is best? You may have some doubts. Which one is best database for Java? So all are best databases for us. But MySQL is freeware. MySQL is freeware, free software MySQL. But Oracle licensed. So DB2 some companies provided, Sybase some companies provided. So different companies provides its own databases. So for Java people, most of the Java people, they prefer Oracle. So Oracle is a very good database. Okay. So MySQL, what about MySQL? MySQL is a freeware. Freeware means what? Obviously we have less options. Best example, let's take any PDF file. We can download PDF reader, PDF writer, whatever it, trial versions. We have less features, but goes to the purchasing. So license, we can purchase the license software. So their company provides number of features. Okay, as it is here also, MySQL also database, Oracle also database. But MySQL is a freeware, Oracle is a licensed. Because MySQL has less properties, less options, less commands. But all are called databases. All are called databases. So right now I would like to introduce what is the use of database C. First one, storage purpose. C. Data stored in database. First one, store data. Store data into database. First one. Next, second one. After registration, data is stored in database. Second one. After few days, I would like to get my information. Means what? Retrieve the data. Retrieve the data. Retrieve data from database. This is the second use. And third use. So for example, ID is 1, name is Chari. After a few days, I would like to change my name. Ravi Chari. I would like to write Ravi instead of Chari. So after that, submit and data should be stored in database. So Ravi is placed instead of Chari. So means what? Update the data. That is called update the data. That is called update the data. Okay, done. After a few days, I would like to delete my information from the database. After a few days, I would like to delete my information from the database. Then how can you delete it? So delete the data. Delete the data. So what is the use of database? To store the data, to retrieve the data, to update the data, to delete the data. So the use of database, the database provides such type of features because of we need database. Database is a backend layer. Backend means what? It's a storage purpose. Okay. Best example, let's take any application. Online banking. Let's take any registration. Yahoo registration. Gmail registration. Okay. So Facebook registration. Next, if you want to purchase any information through online Flipkart. Okay. So if you want to chat with others like WhatsApp, it gets some mobile number. Okay, for security purpose. Means what? So all information stored in database. Based on database, okay, so we can perform all those operations. That is the use of data. Without database we cannot store. Without database we cannot store it. So we need to storage purpose we need database. So this is the use of database. Did you understand my point? So this is web application complete. This is a registration page. This is a database. So we can communicate each other. In this case, we need some Java. This is called Java. Java is a front end. It is called Java. Java is a front end. Okay. So just wait. I would like to remove this one. Okay, fine. Bus. How can you communicate this page? See, this is a web page. It is called web page. It is called web page. It is a database. How can you communicate web page to database? It is a Java. Keep in mind, it's a Java. So everything is fine. Either servlets or JSP, whatever it. We will discuss later. Okay. How can you communicate? Web page to Java, web page to Java, Java to database. Again, reverse process for retrieving. Database to Java, Java to form, Java to form. For this purpose, we need database, we need JDBC. For this purpose, we need JDBC. Means what? It is a Java. It is a Java. It is a database. How can you work with Java with database? Java to database. How can you communicate these two layers? Java to database. Java is a front end. Database is a back end. Java is a front end. Database is a back end. Okay. So how can you communicate Java to database? Database to Java. So that is the use of JDBC. That is the use of JDBC concept. By using JDBC concept, we can connect from Java to database. So Java database connectivity. So see, J for Java, DB database connectivity, Java to database connectivity, database to Java connectivity. That is the abbreviation of JDBC. So right now we can explain. I can explain the JDBC concept. Did you understand my point? So what I told you, what is the stands for JDBC? Java Database Connectivity. How can you describe? How can you implement Java Database Connectivity? How can you see? How can you connect the Java to database? So could you give me any example? Means what? You can give this example. For example, let's take any pages, database. I would like to connect to web page to database. We need Java because we have to introduce JDBC. Did you understand point? Right. JDBC. That is the use of JDBC. JDBC. Right. So conclusion is, it is a Java. It is a database. It is a conclusion. Conclusion. Java database. Java to database. Database to Java. Java and database. Database. Here connectivity. Connection. Java database connection. See, while I am telling you, don't write notes. I'll give you clear notes. Okay. So don't bother about that notes. So I'll give you rules while I am telling you. Then you can write it. Rules. If I am telling you rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4, rule 5. I'll give you all rules. Okay. Then you can write it. Don't bother about that material. Don't bother about that notes. So diagram also, I'll give you some time to draw the diagram also. Okay. So it's a connection. How can you connect? See, I have one doubt. We have laptop or PC and we have printer. Two different missions. Computer is a one mission, printer is a one mission. Two different missions. I would like to take print from printer. Okay. How can you take print? We cannot take directly. First, install the drivers. Printer drivers. Install printer drivers in your PC. Either PC, laptop, whatever you wish. Then, if you click on print button, then you can take print from printer. How can you communicate printer to your communication? With the help of printer driver. With the help of printer driver. If you install printer driver in your PC, then with the help of driver, you can connect from PC to database. Otherwise, we cannot communicate. Here also same thing. Java is there. Java has virtual machine. JVM. Did you understand? Java has one mission, that is called JVM. So here a database. Database has one mission, that is called DBMS. It's a software. DBMS is a software, database management system. Okay, so we have here driver is there. Database drivers are there. DBMS driver. So means what? Here, this is one mission. So it works with database. It's work with JVM. It work with database manager. Okay. So any components, any software. So with the help of one mission to another mission, with the help of manager, driver manager, with the help of driver manager, we can communicate Java to database. That is the use of driver manager. Okay. In the same case, two missions. To communicate two missions, we have driver. We have printer drivers. Here also, if you want to communicate from Java to database, we need driver. Here also we have driver. But here we have four types of drivers. Forget about the drivers. Did you understand my concept? So I am repeating once again. See, Java work with JVM. Means what? It is a one mission. It works with one mission. Database works with another mission. It is a one mission, it's a one more mission. Two different missions. I would like to connect two different missions. How can you connect? By using drivers. By using drivers. Like this is a computer. This is a printer. How can you communicate computer to printer? By using printer drivers. Here also Java to database by using database drivers. So who handle database drivers? Driver manager handle the drivers. Who handles the drivers? Driver manager handle the database drivers. This is the architecture of JDBC. It is a architecture of JDBC. So say that. So it's a, this is front end layer, back end. Java is called front end. It's a front end. It is a back end. Back end. Back end. See, so I'll give you some information about data here. What is data? Data is anything, raw material like employee ID, employee name, employee salary. That is called data. Database, DB. Database contains data. This is database contains data. And next one, DBMS. What is the use of DBMS? What is a DBMS? Database Management System is a software. What is the use of DBMS? To handle, to maintain the database. I am repeating once again. DBMS is a software. What is the purpose of DBMS? To maintain the database, to handle the database. Next one, data processing or metadata, whatever it. Data processing. Data processing. What is the use of data processing? See, I am passing some data, this front end to back end. So it processed. So one place to another place. That is called data processing. How can you say? So it's a very good thing. How can you say? See, let's take any web application. Let's take any web application. Processing means what? You are pausing or you are uploading your image in Facebook. You are uploading your photos or your image in your Facebook. So directly when I click on upload button, goes to the my computer and desktop and your personal product or whatever it. Choose photo and store it. But we can see your image in Facebook directly. But what's happened? Background, what's happened? So it converts into byte streams. It converts into byte streams. That is called processing. Data processing. Did you understand my point? That is called data processing. So background, it converts into processing. I'll give you one more example. I am taking online class. I am taking online class using webinar, using GoToMeeting webinar. So you are listening properly. You are listening right now. So I am explaining. So you are in some place, I am in some place, in some different places. But I am telling you, then you can listen so very clearly. How? Based on internet. So I am passing my data. I am passing my data means what? I am passing my words. That is called data. So it reach your place. In between, what's happened here? It's a processing in the form of byte streams. In the form of byte streams. That is called data processing. So simply I can say data, so moving one place to another place. That is called data processing. What is the data processing? Data is moving one place to another place. That is called data processing. So one more thing. Database metadata. Database metadata or metadata, just metadata. Metadata. What is the metadata? These all are database concepts. Database concept. So what is the metadata? Metadata means, so I am writing full name. This is full name. But full name has been divided into two parts. First name and last name. First name and last name. First name and last name. So I want to divide one table here. This is the first column. First one column divide into two columns into meaningful information, meaningful columns. So same thing here, number of rows are there, number of rows. See, full name divide into first name, last name. Means what? So one data divided into two meaningful information, two meaningful words, two meaningful data. That is called metadata. Simply we can say data describes of another data. Data describes of another data. This data describes of another data, its property in the form of its properties. That is called metadata. So these are belongs to database concept. See. So I am repeating once again. Data is a raw material. Best example, employee ID, employee name, employee salary, okay, etc. And width, height. So a person height, a person weight. Okay, these are all under data and database. What is next one is database. Database store the data. Database store the data. Okay, storage purpose, data storage purpose. DBMS. DBMS is a database management system. So it is a software. So what is the purpose of DBMS? To maintain the database. To maintain the database. Data processing. The data is moving one place to another place. That is called data processing. So metadata. The data describes of another data properties or another data. That is called metadata. See, one more thing. This is called some few words about database. Okay. Then see, this is the front end layer. How can you design the front end layer? By using Java. By using Java programming language. Java programming language. We can develop the front end using Java programming language. How can you develop the database? Using SQL, structure query language. Structure query language. Next, by using PL, procedural language. Structure query language, procedural language. Previous, I have designed some web page. So just 15 minutes back, I designed one web page. So ID web page. So ID, name, salary, address, DOB, DOJ. So that form designed by HTML and CSS. Did you understand? So means what? We can develop the web page using HTML, CSS technologies. How can you develop the front end code? We can develop the Java programming languages. How can you develop the database? We can develop the SQL, PLSQL programming languages. So this is SQL language. PL means what? Procedural language. What is the difference between SQL, PLSQL? So SQL, PLSQL. What is the difference between SQL, PLSQL means? See, single line statement we can write SQL. Single line statement. Best example, single line statement. So one table is there. I want to retrieve the table. So I want to retrieve the rows, columns. That's enough. single line statement. We can write directly one line only. But PLSQL, I want to write some code. I want to use loops, for loop. So 10 members, okay, 10 members. So 10 members are having different salaries, okay. So I would like to display all employees, all employee informations up to 100. So we have 1000. So in our company 1000 employees are working. But I would like to display only 100 members, like this one. One more thing, I would like to find out next PF and basic salary, net salary and HRA, DA, simple interest, compound interest, areas, best example. I am telling you best example. Okay, and find out the ranges. Okay, so radiuses, all mathematical functions. So if you need, then go for PLSQL. Means what? We have some logic. Logic contains more lines, not single line, more lines. Go for PLSQL. So SQL means what? Single line statement, simply queries we have. So that is the difference between SQL, PLSQL. So when I am learning SQL, PLSQL, so all contents will be available under SQL, PLSQL. But my conclusion is, how can you develop the database queries using SQL, PLSQL programming languages? That is it. So how can you communicate Java to database? So by using drivers, So how can you handle the drivers? By using driver managers. See, did you understand Java database connectivity? This is called Java database connectivity. So I am explaining drivers. So I told you very clear, total 4 types of drivers. Total 4 types of drivers. So you can draw this diagram. Okay, right. Types of drivers. Total 4 types of drivers. Hello, Chandra. It is a Java. Yes, very good doubt. Okay, very good doubt. So your doubt, I can understand your doubt. So sir, you told me Java with database. So we can communicate Java to database very clearly. But your doubt is, can I communicate to database from C, C++ languages? Yes, obviously you can communicate. C is a different purpose. C++ is a different purpose. Java or .NET are both are same purpose. Java and .NET. This concept covered core Java as per my session. Okay. So my training. So I covered in core Java all basics like this one. Okay. See, what is the use of C? You know, the purpose is different. See, we have driver, we have virus, we have interpreter, we have compiler. Did you understand? So those missions, those components are developed by C language. In OS, okay, in CPU we have buses and embedded systems. Okay, like embedded system means what? Connectors. So all are made by C languages. All are developed by C languages. So here C++, Java, .NET is okay. C++ also include here, but different structure. Why? Because C++ is a like intermediate level, yeah, intermediate level programming method. It will not satisfy with C, it will not satisfy with Java. It means what? C++ has C code. Means what? It has pointers because less security. C++ has oops concept. Okay. Because of it provides more feasibilities. C++ has bug. We can communicate C++ to database also, but database is different to database. That is called proxy server database. But C to database we cannot communicate. Purpose is different. C++ to database we can communicate by using proxy database server. Okay. Java to database we have MySQL and MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, DB2. We can connect with those databases. .NET MS Access. Okay. See, MySQL also, MS SQL also same thing, MS SQL. So it's a Microsoft provide MS SQL database. Okay. So because .NET provided by Microsoft, because so it supposed to MS SQL database. So means what? C++, Java, .NET all are connected to the database except C. But we cannot develop the web application with C++. Did you understand? So Java, .NET, by using Java, .NET we can develop web application. What is the purpose of Java? You know, we can develop the web application. Best example for any website. We can develop the mobile application. Best example Android OS. We can develop the standalone applications like desktop application. Best example Paint, Notepad. Okay, all are under application. So Java is for application based. C is for component based. C++ is like intermediate level programming. It cannot satisfy with web application. Okay. It cannot completely satisfy with standalone application, cannot completely satisfy with and components level. Because when I am using embedded system softwares, C++ can help to us. Do you understand? See, I'm explaining very clearly. Simple example. Let's take pen. Let's take pencil. Okay. Let's take pen, pencil, marker. Pen is for writing. Pencil is for writing. Marker is for writing. But user is different. We can write the information on paper using pen. Okay, but we cannot erase. But when I'm using pencil, we can write it, we can erase it. And when I'm using marker, we cannot write on paper. We should write on board. Both are pens, but usage is different. Same thing here also same. We have number of languages: C, C++, Java, .NET, and MySQL, PLSQL, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax. Okay, all are different languages. So different languages used for different purpose. Keep in mind this one. So your question is, so can I connect to the database by using C? No. Okay. So can I connect to the C++? You can connect by using proxy database. But what is the use of C? Purpose is different. You can develop the components, drivers, okay, like buses, so cable, so internet cable. So two side, both side we have some plugins. Those are developed by this one, and some all information under components like C. Did you understand? Because every language has more advantages. No one has drawbacks. Drawback is different. Forget about drawbacks. Did you understand? So this is the use of C, all languages, C, C++, Java, .NET, whatever. So what is the difference between Java and .NET? So why most of the people prefer to Java? You know, See, we have database, we have front end, Eclipse for developing the Eclipse. For developing purpose, we need IDE Eclipse. Do you know? If you use Java, Eclipse is free. We can download free of cost. Backend for database purpose, MySQL. It is a free of cost. Okay. Server, we have server. I will discuss with server in Subnet.js. Tomcat server we have. It is a free. We can download from Google very. All are free. We can develop simple applications. We can earn the money. Okay. We can earn the money a lot. Some chota mota companies. So they can develop application with the help of all free softwares. But if you use .NET, we should purchase the database. It's a licensed. We should purchase the IDE. IDE means what? You know, for data .NET purpose we have IDE. You have to purchase it. And server you have to purchase. And all are you have to purchase. How can you survive the companies? Okay. For example, our product is 2 lakhs rupees. Our product is 2 lakhs rupees. Customer will come. So he needs some product. He can pay 2 lakhs rupees for that product. Okay. By using Java, we can develop within 1 month. Okay. So expenditure for employee 50,000 rupees, 1,50,000 rupees you can get profit. But .NET, by looking at Java, all are free softwares. For .NET, from 2 lakhs rupees, we have to purchase backend. Almost 20, 30, 40, 40,000. Example, 40,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees. Server 50,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees IDE, for example. Total 1,50,000 rupees. So 50,000 rupees for employee to develop the code. So total how much? 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs customer will pay 2 lakhs. We can invest or we can develop that product in 2 lakhs. Expenditure for that product 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs equal 0, no profit. By using Java, we can get 1,50,000 rupees profit. That is the advantage of Java. Java is a free way. Java is a free. Okay, because most of the people who provide Java, who are preferred to Java. Do you understand my point? So these are differences among all languages. HTML, CSS is different, designing purpose only. JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, these are for validation purpose. Validation means what? Password is Ravi, confirm password is Chari. Is it right? No, it's wrong. So how can you validate? So Ravi is correct, Chari is correct, password is Chari, confirm password is Chari. Yes, it's correct. How can you validate? By using JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax. JavaScript and jQuery and Ajax. Again, we have differences between JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax. See, JavaScript doesn't support inheritance. Means what? I have some parent-child relationships. Okay, I want some parent-child relationship. So go for and validation also. My requirements is inheritance concept and validation. All are validation purpose. So parent-child means what? Inheritance. JavaScript doesn't support inheritance. Go for jQuery. But all are used for validation. Okay. So Ajax, what is the use of Ajax? See, go to Google, type A. All corresponding words with A will be displayed. A means what? All of any data will be displayed corresponding letter A. That is called asynchronous. Ajax means what? Asynchronous. Asynchronous Java and XML. That is the full form of Ajax. But it is also validation. Validation means what? When I enter A in Google dialog box, then it's a validate the A corresponding letters, corresponding words that will be displayed. So that is also validation, but purpose is different. So these all three technologies for validation. And what is the use of HTML, CSS? All are for designing purpose only. So I need some form, registration form. So that is designing purpose only. So what is the use? What is the again? What is the difference between HTML, CSS? We'll discuss some other issues when we get it. I can explain the differences. You understand? So when I am explaining, while I am explaining all data, so I will not complete in one class. It takes more class. Okay. So let's see. Any more queries? See, 4 types of drivers. It's a type, driver name. First one, type 1 driver, type 2 driver, type 3 driver, type 4 driver. What is a type 1 driver? JDBC, ODBC, JDBC, ODBC driver. It is also known as bridge driver. Bridge driver. Why we should call bridge driver? If I am explaining example, you can understand. Otherwise, you cannot understand. Type 2 driver. It's a platform, okay, dependent, like that is called partial driver, partial Java driver. Partial Java driver. Partial Java driver means it's supposed to native APIs. What is mean by native API, you know? So native API means it supports to platform dependent languages such as C, C++ languages, like C++ languages. So it has some inbuilt code in the form of C, C++ languages. Why? Because JVM developed by using, okay, so existing languages. So before Java, see, when we write any Java program, we need to compile, we need to run. Because before programming, James Gosling team understood, before programming language, they develop some mission. With the help of that mission, that programs could be executed. Because while they develop the JVM mission, they need some existing languages. So Java extends from C, C++ because so it has some native code, because it's a partial Java, because we are not using type 2 driver. Okay, type 1 driver we can use it, but it's very complex. Why? It works with in current system only, not online. Type 3 driver, it's a pure Java driver, but it works with network. So it's also called networking driver. Type 4 driver, so it is also pure Java driver. Without networking, it can be worked. Okay, so this driver is called thin driver. This driver is called thin driver. most of the people who can use type 4 driver. It's a very important. Most of the people we can. So I'm also real-time employee. So I am using type 4 driver only, not type 1, type 2, type 3. So my experience, I'm not a complete developer. Okay. So I'm a trainer come developer. So I'm developing the projects. Previous also I have done number of projects in my past 7 years in my career. Okay. So I'm using type 4 driver only. Means what? Either database is different. MySQL, Oracle, DB2, MongoDB, like this one. Oracle it is different. But driver is type 4 driver. Type 4 driver means what? So we have some link is there. Some URL link that represents driver name. When we develop the program, I'll explain tomorrow program. So programming, how can you write the program? How can you connect the database? How can you connection driver class? How can you username, password, port numbers, URL, database names? Can we create database name or not for Oracle? Or MySQL, is it needed for Oracle or not? So all questions I have. So when I'm starting program, then we can understand the very clear about drivers. So in my career, I'm not using these type 1, type 2, type 3. Not my career. So all software people, developers, they are not using type 1, type 2, type 3. So type 4 is good. Okay, it's a pure Java. First point, not required any network, and it's a lightweight, and we have some jar files we can download from Google and paste in library. We can execute. That's a comfortable. Okay, it's a very comfortable. See, pluggable. When we use pluggable softwares, it's a very comfortable to the programmer. Very comfortable. Pluggable means what? See, if you need any jar file, go for Google, download the jar, paste in your library, that's enough. If you don't need, then remove that jar. It's a very simple. So because of type 4 is very comfortable. So when we learn servlet JSP, we can understand properly. So Maven, I can introduce Maven also. So generally, based on drivers, we need some tools introduce. And tool, Maven. Driver means what? Jar files. We need jar file. When we use jar files, one jar file, okay. But project contains 1000 jar files. How can you set the jar files, load the jar files in library? It's very good. But if I am deploying in server, so one jar file is missing while deploying in server, the project will not be run. It's a problem. Because of tools will be introduced. So that is a difference time. Okay. So type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 drivers. So why type 4 driver is important? Type 1 driver, why we should call bridge driver? Generally, type 1 driver is completely work on your PC. So PC means what? We have some, go to this one, any search, control panel, and run whatever, go there. Here JDBC driver is there, JDBC, ODBC is there. Type it ODBC, ODBC. See, set up ODBC source 32-bit. It's a Windows 8. So if you have any Windows 7, any Windows except Windows 8, go there and run button, type it ODBC and search it and type it JDBC-ODBC. It's not correctly proper. And browse, just wait. Cancel. My computers goes to the control panel. Okay. So means what? Why I am explaining this one? It's a defined in your PC. Means what? The bridge driver means what? We have Java program in our computer. Java program in our computer. And JDBC-ODBC driver in your computer. Both are your computer dependent. Because it's a like bridge. That is called bridge driver. I'll give you example tomorrow also. So type 1 driver, type 2 driver, type 3 driver, type 4 driver, what are the drawbacks, what are the advantages, why type 4 driver has merits rather than remaining drivers. So we can explain one by one. It's a JDBC, did you understand? JDBC, ODBC, like type this one. If you have using Windows 8, then go for this one. Did you observe? See. Administrative tools. Set up ODBC data source. Set up ODBC data source 64-bit. Click on this one. See. By using this panel, we can set up all those things. We can set up all those things and run the application using Eclipse. Run the application using Eclipse. It works in your PC. It's a good thing. But how can you run an web application? Web application means what? It has some server. How can you communicate? It's a failure. Yes or no? It's a very complex. So because of it has some number of drawbacks. Because we are not using type 1 driver. Do you understand my concept? Okay. So Chandra, is what I told in your class last 1 hour 20 minutes. I explained only one concept. What is JDBC? What is the uses of JDBC? Okay. Only 2 questions I explained. 1 hour 20 minutes.